Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, we're going to talk about the financial crisis of 2008. It was a time when the global economy faced a severe downturn, leading to a significant impact on people's lives worldwide. It all started with the bankruptcy of Lehman Brothers, one of the largest investment banks in the US. The bank's failure in September 2008 triggered a chain reaction that led to a massive sell-off in the stock markets worldwide. Investors panicked and the prices of shares plummeted. Many banks and financial institutions were on the verge of collapse. As the crisis deepened, ordinary people started to feel the impact. Bank customers queued up outside banks to withdraw their savings, fearing that their deposits would not be safe. So what caused this crisis? One of the primary reasons was the subprime mortgage crisis. In the early 2000s, banks and financial institutions in the US started to lend money to people with low credit scores, also known as subprime borrowers. These loans had high interest rates and were risky. Banks then packaged these risky loans into securities and sold them to investors worldwide. This created a huge demand for these securities, which in turn led to a massive increase in house prices in the US. People started to buy homes they couldn't afford, thinking that they could flip them for a profit. But when the housing bubble burst, many people couldn't pay their mortgages and banks started to foreclose on their homes. The housing market crashed, and the value of the securities that were tied to these mortgages plummeted, leading to huge losses for investors worldwide. The crisis also exposed the risks of the banking system's complexity and interconnectedness. Many banks and financial institutions had invested heavily in these securities and were facing huge losses. Some of the largest banks in the world were on the verge of collapse, and the US government had to step in to bail them out. The crisis had a severe impact on people's lives worldwide. Millions of people lost their jobs, and the global economy faced a severe downturn. The government's response to the crisis was also a source of controversy. Some argued that the government's bailout of the banks was a waste of taxpayer money and that the banks should have been allowed to fail. The crisis led to significant regulatory changes in the financial industry. In 2010, the US government passed the Dodd-Frank Act, which aimed to strengthen the financial system's stability and protect consumers from risky financial practices. So where are we now, more than a decade later? The global economy has largely recovered from the crisis, but the impact of the crisis is still being felt by many people. The crisis exposed significant flaws in the financial system, and many argue that we need to continue to reform the industry to prevent another crisis from happening. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you found this video informative. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more content like this.